No development. He just reacted to the last thing you said. "You should go," said Daniel. "It'll be a zinger of a time." I don't think a zinger of a time is the sort of thing an Aussie would say, but Daniel made it sound strangely plausible. That was the troubling thing about Daniel. He was actually pretty good. I kept expecting him to disappear, not just because Charisse's boyfriends always disappeared, but because he seemed like someone who was destined for New York or Los Angeles. 20-something actors as good as Daniel don't stick around the American Midwest. "I want to go," I said, "but I'm thinking that it's probably a terrible idea. You should tell me that I shouldn't go." "Why?" asked Daniel, who must have been interested because he didn't throw any extra Aussie verbiage into the question. "Well," I told him, a little surprised that he was listening, "a guy who watches my stream gave me $500 and wanted me to go there. He made it seem mysterious, like something was going to happen." "Something detective-y?" asked Daniel. "Charisse told me all about this." That's what he made it seem like. Daniel nodded. He was thinking. Probably he was doing that in an Aussie accent, too. "And you don't want to go because you think the guy could be crazy?" "I think there's a reasonable chance." Daniel sat down at the dining room table across from me. Charisse's Max Beckman self-portrait scowled down at us as though he could see where this was going and did not like it one bit. "Would you like some company?" asked Daniel. "Nah," I told him. "I'm just going to read a bit and go to bed." "Not now," said Daniel. "Tomorrow. I could accompany you. I could be your Aussie bodyguard." This offer surprised me nearly as much as the $500 because Daniel had not taken a lot of interest in my comings and goings. Mostly, it was just accents and tandem bikes and couples lacrosse. You realize the tournament's for a video game. It's not polo or mountain hiking or whatever Danielian nonsense you like to partake in. "Yeah," said Daniel. "I figured. And for the record, mountain hiking isn't a thing. It's either mountain climbing or just hiking." "Why would you want to go?" I asked, with just the sort of suspicion that helped me solve my last case. "You don't spend time with me. And answer in your real voice because I want to be able to tell if you're lying to me, and I find that accent distracting." I really don't know what kind of answer I was looking for. I certainly didn't think Daniel was romantically interested in me because he was completely all in for Charisse. I'd seen the evidence in his pants. But I also knew that he wasn't into geek culture, so what else was left? "Charisse suggested that you and I ought to spend a little time together," said Daniel. And he did use his normal voice, which was actually pretty great, deep and authoritative, and yet still pretty friendly. You could see how he would get cast as Jesus. But this answer made me anxious. Why would Charisse want that? "She's a little worried that you don't like me. She wants to make sure that you and I get along." There were a lot of things wrong with that sentence. For one, it had both the words Charisse and worry in it, and those were things that should be paragraphs apart, if not entire pages. Possibly books. For another, the whole premise was dumb. I liked Daniel fine. I wished he would put his pants on when he got up in the middle of the night, but this was a minor and ultimately solvable problem. But mainly, it was scary. Something was happening to Charisse and Daniel. I had a terrible feeling that it might be adulthood. Even more alarming was the idea that Charisse and Daniel were going to couple up forever, and then they would both disappear to New York or Los Angeles or wherever actors who could plausibly say dumb things in Australian accents went, and where would that leave me? Anyway, this thought sounds very rational as I say it out loud, but in the moment I didn't say it out loud, and it hit me all at once, like the words were on top of one another, and also they were maybe said in an Aussie accent. "I don't want to go anywhere with you," I said quickly and loudly, like a crazy person, and then I instantly followed it up with, "No, yes, I'm sorry, please come along." Honestly, there was no time between those sentences. You'd have to measure the pause in quantum units, like the ones physicists used to discuss the beginning of the universe. "Are you sure?" I wasn't sure at all. I felt weird. Insecure, almost. Although I couldn't have told you why. As exasperating as Charisse was, I didn't want her changing. I had just gotten the hang of being a single 20-something just now, and now friends were already leapfrogging into other